Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making probably the most requested recipe ever. We're gonna make a keto version of orange chicken from like Panda Express. And I'm telling you, this is the real deal. Like, I tried it and I was blown away at how great this turned out. So I'm gonna show you step by step, go over everything so that you guys can make it to the T. So we're gonna get started with our chicken. So I'm using chicken thighs because I like my meat to be just really moist. So I go more with the dark meat, but you're more than welcome to do the chicken breast, okay? So I'm just gonna show you the size of the pieces. These are about bite-sized to me, but you know, if you need them a little bit smaller, then you can do that. But you know, more or less, that's what we're looking at, okay? And this is 1 pound of chicken thighs. So we're gonna set this aside and we are gonna start with our breading for our chicken. So we are using a 1/2 cup of unflavored protein powder. Everything will be linked in the description so that you guys are not lost with like which one, what to buy. This is just an unflavored protein powder. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna season it. So here we have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we're just gonna add the salt. We have a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Okay. Then we are going to use our ginger, which is a 1/4 teaspoon here. Okay, we are going to just whisk this up. Okay, that's just to flavor your protein powder because obviously it's unflavored. Now what we're gonna do is just crack our eggs. We're gonna use 2 eggs. You might be able to get away with 1, but just to be on the safe side, we're gonna use 2. Because here all we're gonna do is actually, we're gonna dip it, right? So let's go ahead and whisk our egg really quickly. And once that's done, we're just gonna start dipping. So we have our chicken thighs, and then our egg, our breading, and then our plate, right? So you're just gonna grab your piece of chicken, you're gonna dip it into your egg, and right into your protein powder, like so. Okay, you wanna make sure it is nicely coated, if you can see that. Guys, so now that I've breaded all our chicken, I just want to show you what it's going to look like. Okay, you just want to take your time, because if you try to rush everything really quickly, what'll end up happening is you'll just get like clumps of the protein powder and you'll get frustrated. So just make sure you dip it, powder, onto a clean plate. Dip it, you know, the egg, powder, and onto a clean plate. Then you'll have something looking like this, okay? So then we're just gonna set it aside. We'll put that aside. And now we're gonna start with our sauce. So you wanna get a clean bowl, okay? And we're gonna start off with our water. So you want a 1/4 cup of water, okay? Then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of white distilled vinegar. We have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can also use like coconut aminos or liquid aminos, okay? Then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. We have 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. Come on, little guy. So that is 1/2 teaspoon of ground, you know, garlic. You can use fresh for sure. You can use about 2 cloves of garlic. Now, these are the red pepper flakes, okay? So red pepper flakes, we're using 1/2 teaspoon, but if you want to, you know, chill on the heat, you could do a 1/4 teaspoon or omit it like all together. But we are about the spicy life, so we are going to add the 1/2 teaspoon, okay? And you can also add it at the end, but I really want it to give that spice to the sauce. So we're gonna do it in the sauce. And then I'm gonna show you, you know, obviously oranges are not keto because they're super high in sugar, but we can definitely zest. So 1/2 of the zest of a medium orange. Okie dokie. We are going to add 3/4 cup of sweetener. Okay, so you're just going to use your sweetener of choice. Now we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of sesame seed oil. You can find this pretty much anywhere. I got this at Trader's. So I'm just going to do a little half teaspoon. Okay, and we are going to mix this up. Now, the sauce usually has a thickening agent, which is typically cornstarch. So you can use the cornstarch, but obviously we are trying to make this as low carb as possible. So we are going to use xanthan gum. Okay, this is how it's spelled. And you can find this all over, anywhere basically. The easiest place would probably be online, but I found that at Wally, so you can get it, you know, anywhere, and it's a thickening agent. So we are not going to add it right into our sauce here, but we are going to add it once it starts to cook and simmer on our little pan. Okay, so let's go ahead and move over to the stove, and we are going to start cooking our chicken and our little sauce. Okay, so we are going to cook this at about a medium heat. I would say you're going to use about a 1/2 cup of olive oil or avocado oil or even coconut oil. And I'm just going to coat the bottom. You could definitely deep fry this, but we're going to shallow fry this. Okay, so we're going to start throwing in our little pieces at a time. And if you can dust off like the excess protein powder, it's good to dust it off, because once it gets into the oil, then it just starts to kind of get your oil dirty, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and put in, you'll see how crispy this baby gets. You guys, I hope you are excited, because this is the real deal right here. Now you can see that beautiful brown color. And it's still going to cook a little more once we put it into our sauce. So you just want to get a good crisp on it, and then it will finish cooking once it is simmering and in the sauce. So here is our first batch. It's been cooking, I believe we cooked it for a good 3 minutes on each side. So these are nice and crispy. So here is our second batch. Now let's just go ahead and put everything onto our plate. So we are going to use a little bit more oil just so we can make our sauce. I would say it's like a half a tablespoon, just a little. I just eyeballed it, but that's what we're gonna do. And now you obviously want to taste your sauce before we put it in. Be careful, because this is obviously liquids, and this is oil with, you know, and my was a little hot, so you just want to make sure that it doesn't, you know, splash all over the place. Okay, so now we are going to let this start to simmer, and of course you see how it looks very liquidy. Well, I'm going to show you the magic to the sauce, so stay tuned. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our little magic ingredient here that is low carb. I'm going to show you here the you can see here the carbs, right? So it is less than 1 carb for the xanthan gum that we're going to use. We're using a 1/4 teaspoon. We're just going to pour this into our water really quickly while that heats up. We're going to mix this up, because it's easier to mix it in here than to throw it onto directly onto the sauce. So let's just make sure that this is all mixed up, and we are going to throw it right in. Let's go ahead and you will see what happens. Okay, so I just pulled this off the flame to make sure that the xanthan gum was completely dissolved. You can actually just throw it right onto the sauce, and you know, it's going to be the same thing. You just want to make sure that it's completely dissolved. It's starting to thicken, so what we will do, let it just simmer real quick. I will show you once you're able to see that, you know, it's starting to thicken like so, you can throw your chicken in, okay? So let's go ahead and do that now. We have our chicken right here. Let's just go ahead and throw it right in, okay? Okay, and I'll show you guys what this is going to look like right now. This will continue to thicken a little more, and you will just let it thicken to your liking. But the taste of it will be the same, which is what matters. At this point, it's just about your personal preference and how thick you want your sauce. So let's go ahead and make sure that it's all well coated before we are ready to pull it off. This is pure deliciousness right here. So our chicken is done. So now we're just gonna grab a little bit of green onion, and of course this is just to taste and also optional. Let's go ahead and, you know, just something like that. Let's go ahead and sprinkle this over our chicken. Actually, let me bring our chicken here so that you guys can take a look at how absolutely perfect this turned out. You can see this. I don't know if you can actually see the sauce. It is fully thickened, beautiful, crispy orange chicken. So then you're just going to throw our green onions over like so. And of course you would serve this just with some cauli rice. You can even maybe get like a low carb noodle and make like a little chow mein on the side. You know, I mean, get creative with it. But the star of the meal here will definitely be our orange chicken. You already know that this is my absolutely favorite part of this entire video. And of course with this recipe here, I'm even more excited. So just gonna do a little dunk in some sriracha sauce. I don't know if you can see that. This is gonna be the ultimate bite. Oh man. Oh my gosh. This one here is the best. You guys, I can't even right now. So delicious. The perfect balance between the orange, the spicy, the sweet. Guys, my heart, it's so happy right now. This is like seriously so worth making. I know there's a few extra little steps, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. You will never go out for takeout again. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this recipe as much as we did. Please make sure that you tag me when you make them because I love sharing your recreations. Of course, if you want to see more recipes like this, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure you turn that post notification bell on so that you don't miss any of my recipes coming up. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you guys love me and want to see more of my recipes. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I will see you on my next video. Mwah! Love you guys.